Okay, so this is season 5 that I've shared the inner being philosophy, the philosophy of root education. This season is a special season because instead of sharing it using my own knowledge and understanding, I'm following closely the the speech of our master, okay, our founding master, and so I will be listening directly from what he is saying, and then I will translate it back into English. Um, the intention is to help the new mentors, Mentor 7 imprint. Okay, thủ đắc is the imprint. Um, the mentor, I think mentor 5, and before we had the advantage of imprinting. Okay, practicing listening and writing imprinting, and so we are, we get pretty good. With mentor 6 is not a requirement, and then mentor 7 is not a requirement, and now especially with the English speaker, I think that is a disadvantage if you don't get a chance to imprint. So I'm going to try to imprint our master by translating line by line, and for those of you who would like to imprint in the English language, you can do so. Okay, you can listen and then write, listen and then write the way I talk. It'll be the way Americans talk. Okay, so if you want to, you can do exactly just that, imprinting the way I talk. Today, we are going to talk about the operating principle. Today, we're going to talk about the operating principle of the subconscious. Okay, so we're going to begin. Let me get rid of my phone on the side here. Turn on the light. So, let's begin with the concept the Vietnamese word. There are two words. There is huân and then there are two words. So in English, I'm going to use two words. It is accumulation and acquisition. Accumulation and acquisition.
Yeah, could you please share the slide?
Oh,
That's it.
okay. Thank you so much for reminding me. There you go. There you go. Accumulation and acquisition. Okay, accumulation is gathering, gathering, gathering. Acquisition is actually making it part of you. Okay, acquiring. Okay, acquisition or acquiring. Either word is fine. Accumulation and acquisition. When we speak, we'll use the word acquire. Okay, that is a verb, acquire. When it is a noun form, it is acquisition. So accumulation and acquire, or accumulate and acquire. Okay, you can write that for me. Accumulation and acquire, or acquisition. In fact, let's do this. Let's use the verb form. Let's use the verb form because it's an active verb. Okay, we'll rewrite that. Let's use the verb form. Accumulate and acquire. Okay, accumulate and acquire. To accumulate and to acquire. Okay, accumulate and acquire, so that you can get familiarized with the inner being language. Okay, where there's a process of accumulating and acquiring, or acquisition, accumulate and acquire, accumulate and acquire. Get used to it. We will use this verb a lot of time in the future, to accumulate and to acquire. Accumulate and acquire. Science has proven that everything that we can see and that we can hear can be stored inside our mind. Okay, everything that we see and hear can be stored inside our mind, in our brain. Okay? Everything that we see every day, everything that we hear, is stored in our mind. Whether we know it or not know it, it is still stored in our mind. Whether we are conscious of it or not conscious of it, it is still stored. So accumulating and acquiring is a concept that talked about the thing that we hear, okay? The thing that we hear, the thing that we see, for example. Oops. So the things that we hear, the thing that we see, the thing that we talk about, and what we know. Okay, what we hear, what we see, what we talk about, what we know, it passes through the layer of our mind and our emotion. Everything that we hear, we see, the thing that we talk about, and what we know, they are stored in our mind, in our subconscious, through the layers of our mind and our emotion. Here, the mind is the human nature. Okay, we're talking about the human nature, which we call the mind and the emotion. So, our our subconscious can be compared to a garden. By way of the process of accumulating and acquiring, by way of accumulation, accumulating, let's use the verb form, accumulating and acquiring, okay, by way of accumulating and acquiring, everything that we hear and see and talk and know, it is stored in our subconscious like a seed, like a seed inside our garden of subconscious. Seed in the garden of our subconscious. In this garden of the subconscious, there are many different seed, but we're going to simplify it and categorize it into 3 types of seed. There are some seed that are still in the seedling form. Okay, seed in the seedling forms. There are seed that have become trees. Okay, there are trees that have borne fruit. There's tree that had just barely, um, barely grown, and trees that have already matured and borne fruit. Okay, so 3 types of seed, and this seed or this plant has a name. This is the tree of cognition, Okay, tree of cognition. There's a tree. There's another type of tree called connections. Okay, there's countless seed, plants, and trees in our garden. There are countless plants and seed and trees and fruit in our garden of our subconscious, but we simplify it. They can simply be categorized into cognition, the seed of cognition or the plant of cognition. It could be called the seed of connection, or the seed that have already bore fruit. Okay, and they are called the seed of outcome, or they are the actual fruit. Cognition, the connections, and the outcome. So the totality of all the seed of cognition, basically everything that we know, okay, cognition has to do with know, everything that we know that we ever known, including everything that we've known in this lifetime, or if somebody believes in multiple lifetime, then all the seed that is gathered together, that is accumulated and that we have acquired through countless lifetime, is called total causal cognition, because it is subjected to the law of causality. You can call it total karmic cognition, or if you don't believe in karma, just say total causal cognition. All the connection that we have with people, okay, all the connection with people that we have ever experienced, whether in this lifetime or multiple lifetime, all the total connection that we have with people, could be positive, could be negative, all the total connection that we have with other people, it's called total causal connection, or total karmic connection if you believe in multiple lifetime and reincarnation from countless lifetime. Okay, total karmic connection or total causal connection. And the outcome of life, the outcome of life that we experience today, the outcome of life that we have ever experienced in many instances in our lifetime or multiple past lifetime, is called total causal outcome, or total karmic outcome. Okay? Total karmic outcome is the total sum of all the outcome that we have ever experienced from this lifetime and countless past lifetime. These seeds, okay, remember these seeds have already borne fruit, and the fruit are the outcome. Okay, the outcome are the fruit. Some of the seed are still in the form of seedling. Okay, they haven't borne fruit already. The seed of cognition has, some of them are still in the seedling phase. Some of the cognition seed are in the tree phase, and some of the cognition seed have borne fruit. Okay, they have become the fruit. There are things that we have known that we have already. There are things that we have already known. There are things that we will know. There are things that we will know. It is all within our total causal cognition. There are the connection with other people that we have already made. People we have already made are the connection that we made in the past. They are the connection that we will make in the future with other people. There are certain outcomes that we have already experienced. And then there are outcomes that we have not yet experienced. We'll experience the outcome in the future. Okay, our subconscious, there are three types. Very simple. The tree of cognition, the tree of connection, and the tree of outcome. Each tree has its own seed, it has its own connection, and it has its own outcome. In other words, it has its own cause, condition, and outcome. Okay, cause, condition, and outcome. Here, this is that knowledge, that particular knowledge that we have. That knowledge has the cause, the seed, the causal seed, the beginning phase. That particular knowledge also has a condition associated with it, a connection associated with it. And that particular cognition also has the outcome, the fruit of it. In our subconscious, there are three types of trees. Okay, the tree of cognition, the tree of connections, and the tree of outcome. Each of those trees have three possible phases they are in. They could be in the seed phase, which is the cause phase of the causality formula. They could be in the condition phase, which is the connection phase. And it could be in the fruit phase, which is the outcome phase. Similarly, the seed of connection that we have with other people, they could be in the seed phase, which is the very beginning. It could be in the condition phase, which is the connection of the connection. And the tree of connection could be in the fruit phase, which is the outcome that has already borne fruit. And the outcome there's a tree of outcome. The tree of the outcome has three phases. There's a phase of seed, there's a phase of connection, and the phase of outcome. Okay? So there is a cause, condition, and outcome of cognition. There's a cause, condition, and outcome of the connection, and the cause, condition, and outcome of the outcome. Okay? I hope you can understand that. It's a little complicated, very Eastern understanding. Cause, condition, and outcome is a formula that we're working with. This is a formula, the law of causality. The cause, the condition, the outcome. Each of this tree has three forms: the cause and the condition and the outcome of cognition, the cause, the condition, and the outcome of connection, the cause, the condition, and the outcome of the outcome or the fruit. So whenever we hear, we see, we talk, or we know, through the layers of our mind and our emotion, we call that a state of accumulating and acquiring. Okay? When we're hearing, we're seeing, we're talking, and we're knowing by way of our mind and our emotion, we call that accumulating and acquiring. Okay? It is a state of being that is acquiring and accumulating. So that accumulating and acquiring passes through the layer of our mind and emotion. It will be stored in our subconscious. From countless lifetimes, we have been storing the seed of cognition. We have been storing countless seed of connection, and we have been storing countless seed of fruit, of outcome. Many trees of cognition together is called the total causal cognition, or the total karmic cognition. All the knowledge that we have ever accumulated and acquired from multiple lifetimes, it's called total causal cognition, or total karmic cognition. Okay, all of our knowledge and understanding that has been gathered together. All of the trees of connection with other people, it's called total causal connection. or total karmic connection. Those are all the possible connections that we have ever made with other people from countless lifetimes. Added together, it's called total causal connection or total karmic connection. All the outcome that we have ever experienced in life, all the total outcome that we have ever experienced in life, including multiple past lifetime, it's called total causal outcome or total karmic outcome. Okay? Total karmic outcome. And so everything is stored, all the seed and trees and, and, and all of the seed and trees and fruit are stored in our garden of subconscious until a certain moment. A seed of cognition will bear fruit. A seed of connection will bear fruit. And the seed of outcome will bear fruit. The fruit of outcome. Everything is stored in the form of seed within our subconscious. When the appropriate condition happens, it will give rise, it will bear fruit. The fruit of cognition, the fruit of connection, and the fruit of the fruit, which is the outcome of life. Okay? The fruit of cognition, the fruit of connection, the fruit of the outcome of life, or the fruit of life. The Vietnamese language is the word nhân duyên quả, has two meanings. We can think of it as cause. We also think of it as a seed. When we're talking about quả, it has two meanings. One, it means the outcome, and it means the fruit. But the English language is a little complicated. There's no word that have two meanings, both the fruit and the outcome. So I have to use both words. Okay, sometimes I have to use the word outcome. Sometimes I have to use the word fruit. Sometimes I have to use the word cause. Another time I have to use the word seed, so that you can understand. The connection is also the condition. Unfortunately, with the English language, you have to use two words until I figure out a better way to do it. Okay, it is a process of experimentation. So we understand that there is a cause and condition and the outcome of cognition. There's a cause, condition, and outcome of the connection. There's a cause, condition, the outcome of the outcome. Another word to say is that the seed, the connection, and the fruit of cognition, the seed, the condition, and the fruit of connection, the seed, the condition, and the fruit of the outcome of life. And so, when we are hearing, seeing, talking, and knowing by way of our mind and our emotion, okay, when our inner state, okay, by way of our mind and emotion, when our state, our mental state, our emotional state, it has already stored an energy, right? Our mind and our emotion, they are energy state. When we hear and we see, we talk and we know, and it goes through the layer of our mind and emotion, which has an energy, a positive and negative energy. Do you think that it has started to store those seeds in our subconscious? In the process of hearing and seeing, it has been attached to a positive or negative energy, right? It already has that energy, the positive or negative energy. There are things that we accumulate and acquire. There are things that we accumulate and acquire, and it takes on a negative direction, right? There are times that we hear, see, talk, and know through the mind and the emotion, and those take on a negative, right? And then there are times when they are positive. Okay, there are times when they are positive. So by way of hearing, seeing, talking, and knowing, and it goes through the layer of our mind and emotion, and it takes on a negative energy, then guess what? The seed takes on a negative form of the seed. It is a negative seed that is planted in our garden of subconscious. And in this life, when we suddenly think about something and immediately our inner state is negative, that means that according to causality, okay, the sowing and the reaping, in the past, if you have planted some negative seed, in other words, if our experience of something has a negative direction, then today, guess what? When we think about it, we have the state of negativity. But if we think about something, we mention something, and our state is negative, okay, from causality perspective, when our inner state is negative, when the seed that we plant is negative, from the perspective of causality, what we reap is what we sow, right? If we what we sow is what we reap. If we sow negativity, then the fruit that we get, that the fruit that we reap is negativity or undesirable in life. Desirable. The undesirable. Okay? Undesirable. Okay? If we plant seed of negativity by way of hearing, seeing, talking, and knowing through the layer of the mind and emotion, it takes on a negative energy. Then by causality, what we reap is what we sow. If we sow negativity, we're going to reap the fruit of negativity, which is undesirable circumstances in life. On the other hand, if by way of accumulating and acquiring, right, hearing, seeing, talking, and knowing through the layer of the mind and emotion, and it takes on a positive energy, then by the law of causality, what we reap is what we sow. If we sow positivity, then the outcome of that, the fruit of positivity, is when it comes into this life, when we think about it, we have a positive state, then we will reap the fruit that is desirable. Okay, so when we meet somebody and suddenly we have an inner state with respect to that person, if our inner state, our mind and emotion about that person is negative, then what does that prove? It proves one thing. It proves that the process of accumulating and acquiring by way of hearing, seeing, talking, and knowing through our mind and emotion has taken on a negative energy. Because we have acquiring by way of negativity, then we are going to experience negative outcome. But if we meet a person and we encounter that person and we feel positively about them, if we feel positively about them, that means that in the past we have been acquiring and accumulating by way of our hearing, seeing, and talking and knowing about that person through our mind and emotion positively. And so our experience of that person is positive or desirable. Okay? You get that? So if we sow the seed of negativity, we're going to reap the fruit of negativity. It's that simple. whenever we mention something, we think about it, and our inner state is negative, then we know right away. What do we know right away? We know that at that moment we are experiencing negativity, and that means we are also lacking the merit. We are lacking positive good merit because our inner state at that time is not positive, it's negative. Okay, because the merit is an energy form, it's a spiritual energy. We just it just means that we just lack the merit. Okay, and if we think about something in this life and our inner state is positive, then we can understand immediately that we have good merit. We are fortunate. Okay, so when we think about anything and we feel good, that means we are fortunate. To be fortunate meaning to have a lot of blessings and good merit. Okay, on the other hand, if we think about something and we feel bad, we feel negative, that is an undesirable thought or undesirable feeling or undesirable situation, that means we have more bad merit than good merit. We are unfortunate. And so from in terms of causality, everything is played out. Okay, from causality, cause, condition, and outcome, everything is played out as like a formula. Everything has been set in motion. It has been prepared because it is a formula. Because it has all been uh, set in motion. Because in this garden, there is a gardener. Gardener, this is Mr. Will. Okay, this is Mr. Will. Mr. Will here is really interesting. It seems as though he has perfect memory. Everything that we experience, everything that we experience that is negative, then Mr. Will here will continue to water the trees and the seed and the plant negatively. And so the more we think about something, you're going to get more negativity. It is as if at the beginning somebody planted that seed that has designated that this is a negative seed. Somebody planted a seed of connection. Okay, the seed of connection with another person, and you plant that seed with a negative energy, then every time you think about that tree, that connection, it is as if Mr. Will comes to the garden and he will water and fertilize it in the same direction that we have accumulated and acquired. And so day after day, Mr. Will, wherever the Mr. Will visit, he visit the garden of our subconscious. Whatever tree that he meets, if the seed has been designated as negative, then he will water and fertilize it negatively. If the seed has been designated positively, he will continue to water and fertilize it positively. So every time we think about something, if in the past that we have experienced something, whatever direction that we have experienced, then Mr. Will fertilize and water that plant in that same direction, and he will stimulate the fruition of that seed in that same direction. The fruit will be of the same type as the seed, the same direction as the seed. Okay? Mr. Will, okay, is the gardener. Okay? Mr. Will is a gardener. Is this the will to hear, the will to see, the will to talk, the will to know? This Mr. Will is however you decide, it's gonna be up to you. If we know how to befriend Mr. Will here, then we talk to him. We say, hey, this tree, it used to be negative. I had uh, I had mistakenly accumulated and acquired this tree in a wrong direction, wrong energy. Okay, if we know how to make friends, and so with Mr. Will, just stop watering and stop fertilizing this tree. Okay, don't make this plant grow. That's all you need to know. Stop. You just know, then just stop watering and fertilizing this plant negatively. If you can negotiate with Mr. Will, then he will stop watering and fertilizing that tree. And that will stop causality in its track. Otherwise, normally Mr. Will is gonna it's gonna see the plant and he's gonna water and fertilize the plant according to the designated energy direction that it has been given at the time that it has been sown. Do you get that? Okay. Okay. And so, if we look at it, everything that we have experienced is the past, and we will never be able to change anything. But we know everything that we have experienced is already experienced because we had experience in the direction of, if it's the direction of negative, then therefore, according to causality in this moment, we are experiencing the fruit of that negativity. It is an undesirable experience. And so if we change our experience, we cannot change the past, but we can change our state of experiencing a person or an event. We can change the experience of our inner being with respect to the past. This is a powerful. We cannot change the past, but we can change the experience of something that we about the past. Okay, I'll repeat that. We cannot change the past. The past already happened. But we can change the experience we have about what happened. If we can change the experience about what happened, then we can change causality. Okay, does that make sense? We cannot change the past, but we can change the experience about what happened in the past. Okay, and that will change causality. And so Mr. Will has a very special state. If Mr. Will can activate a state of if Mr. Will can initiate a state of balance. Okay, if Mr. Will here can initiate a state of balance, then it will be neither desirable nor undesirable. Okay, neither desirable nor undesirable. That is how you can actually stop causality. And when this tree, whatever the tree, if the tree can stop causality, if the causality has stopped, then over time, interestingly enough, um, if the negative tree is stopped growing, then over time the positive tree will grow more. Okay, if Mr. Will stop watering and fertilizing negatively, if it just balanced, then over time it will actually become positively, because that seed has to bear fruit at some point. All you have to do is stop watering it negatively, maintain balance, and then over time that seed will become a tree that will start to bear positive fruit. It has no choice. Okay, we can apply this in real life. We cannot change the past. We cannot change what happens in the past. We cannot change what happened in the past. Things already happened. We cannot change what happened. What happened happened. Okay? Nothing changed. The event does not change, but we can change our state of experience of that past event. Then we can change causality. Do you think that by changing our experience, our inner state relating to that event, then we will change causality? For example, me and Mr. John, we used to live together. Let's say we live together in a boarding house. Okay, we share the same room, for instance. Because of some reason, I was um, I was I was suspected. In fact, uh, I was proven, not so clear, but at least all the suspicion pointed that I had, let's say, stolen money from Mr. John. Okay, evidence point to me having stolen money from Mr. John, and that was important money that belonged to Mr. John. And whatever he say, I won't. I refuse to accept it. Okay, I refuse to accept that. And then from then on, my connection with Mr. John, my relationship with Mr. John is broken. After 20 years has passed, one fine day, Mr. John comes back and he say, "Oh, he invite me to coffee, and somehow he was able to find me, and he is so excited. He say, last month he has met another friend in the same boarding home that we live together, and that person had at that time that person had stolen his money. It was a matter of life and death, and he had to have um, he had stolen that money, and he had inadvertently blamed me. He had inadvertently blamed me because somehow the evidence pointed to me. And so at that moment, if we maintain the previous inner state with respect to our connection to Mr. John here, negatively, then according to the connection with him, the relationship will still be undesirable. But when Mr. John here get the news that I did not steal it, but somebody else had admitted to it, the truth came out completely, that somebody else had admitted to having stolen that money, then according to the past, nothing changed in the past. But immediately his inner state has changed. His inner state has changed. His experience of that past event has changed. Right? Immediately from negative to positively. It changed, and according to the human interaction, then the relationship, the connection between him and me has now changed. Instead of being negatively, immediately it becomes positive. And so if immediately it can become positively, then what? The relationship is now desirable. We have changed the course of causality. Can you grasp that up to here? Same event, nothing changed about the event. We can't change the past. But our experience of it has just changed. And therefore we have changed the experience and the outcome with respect to our connection. The seed, the tree, and the fruit of our connection is now positive. Okay? And so, if anything happens, if every day at this moment we experience everything that happens in the present, all with the state of balance and positively oriented, then according to the causality of the future, okay, the fruit of the future, can you predict the outcome of the future? Okay? If according to causality in the future, can we predict the way we experience, if we experience everything in life at this moment with the state of balance and positively oriented, can we predict what our future outcome would look like? If the present, if we plant the seed of balance and positive in this present, can we predict what our future will look like? We can predict the outcome. We can predict what we have not yet experienced, because by causality, at this moment, our experience of something is balanced and positive. Then in the future, we will reap the fruit that is balanced and positive, which is desirable. Can you grasp the operating principle now? And so when we think about the past, we cannot change the event of the past, but what we can change is the experience, the state of experience, our inner state with respect to that event, with respect to the event that happened. Yeah, we can change it. And so, get ready. We're going to be given a formula. It is called the formula to overcome all adversities in life. But in its essence, it is about managing the causality of human life experience. Okay? It is a formula for overcoming all adversities in life, all problems of life, but in its essence, it is nothing more than managing the human experience of life. Okay? You can write for me the formula the formula for overcoming all life's problem, also known as the formula for managing human life experience. Okay, this is a formula for overcoming all life's problem, also known as the formula for managing human life experience. It is pretty special. If you can hear and understand it, then there's nothing else you need to worry about in life. We'll congratulate you. Okay, congratulations if you can grasp this formula, because you have officially changed the causality of life. You can change your causality of your life. in a direction that is different than what it was before. Here we're talking about when undesirable things come to life, okay? Undesirable problems. When undesirable things come to us, the step one is very simple. Step one, simply to know and receive it. Just two words, to know it and receive it. Know it and receive it. And so today, if anybody have studied up to this point, can you admit that whenever outcome that we experience, okay, whether it's desirable or undesirable, it could come from some seed that we have planted in the past? Can you agree to that? That whatever we experience in life, the outcome of life that we have today, has come from some seed, some cause that we have planted in the past. Can you get that? Can you admit that whatever outcome that we experience today, positively or negatively, it is because we have planted some seed, positively or negatively? Can you agree that from the moment that we are born until now, even if we have not planted some seed that in this lifetime, we're reaping some fruit? Okay, we're reaping some fruit. For example, there are people that would tell us all life, all of their lives, they have never deceived anybody. Why does she has to receive the fruit of deception? Somebody misleading her. That means that person has not accepted the statement of causality, the causal destiny, right? Causal destiny. That person has not accepted causal destiny. That person only believed that from the moment that they were born until now, decide their causality, decide the outcome of their life. They cannot accept the total causality that extend beyond this lifetime. But total causality or karmic causality that we talked about in the last session, and we agree that a person is governed by total causality or karmic causality, which include all past lifetimes. Until we understand that life is determined by total causal outcome, then all the outcome that we experience today, whether we are conscious of it, that we have planted those seeds, or if we don't know that we have planted those seeds, it is still because we have planted some seed that we are now reaping the fruit. Can you accept that we are reaping the fruit today because we did plant some seed in the past, even if we were not conscious of it? And so instead of completely accepting causality, then just know, and just receive it. Okay? So when we are receiving whatever outcome of life, then we just know it and receive it. And we receive it with the state of serenity, which is inner peace. If we just know it and receive it with serenity and inner peace, then do you think we can stop causality at that moment? Do you think we can stop causality at the moment where we just know, okay, I know that I'm experiencing this and I just welcomely receive it? Does it stop causality? There's a secret that we need to grasp. That is, there is another secret. There is a powerful secret. Causality does not repeat. Okay? What does that mean? That means that particular seed will only grow into that particular plant, and it will only give that particular fruit. That particular seed will only grow up to a tree that give rise to that particular fruit. There is no seed that will give rise to multiple fruit. Okay? One seed, one tree, one fruit. There is no repetition in causality. Causality does not repeat. This is a secret. Can you get this? And that's it. Once it bears fruit, it will not repeat. Once you have received the outcome, once you take the fruit, once you receive it, it's done. No more fruit. No more causality. And so if anybody receive a fruit that is similar, don't mistakenly think that we are repeating. Let's say if you're repeating, if you experience a similar outcome, okay, you receive a fruit, an outcome of life, and then you experience a similar circumstance, don't mistakenly think that it is the same tree. Don't think that it is come from the same fruit. It actually came from another seed, another tree, and so we're getting another fruit, even though it may look similar. Either because it has a different seed, or here's the thing. If we experience a similar outcome, if we're reaping a similar fruit, it is either one or two things. One, either because we have planted a similar seed, or we have not welcomely received the fruit. And it continue to acquire and accumulate more seed. And so we keep on feeling like things, repeat. Undesirable circumstances keep on repeating. It only repeat because we have number one, either we keep on planting undesirable seed, or we have refused to accept or receive the fruit when it bear fruit. Okay, that is really powerful. And so, if you want to stop causality, if we have enough wisdom and to know, to be aware that causality comes to us, we just know. Oh, okay, this is the outcome. I just welcomely receive it with serenity. That's the first step. How you do it, when we talk about serenity and inner peace, we will discover more in depth. Okay? Just now, we just know that you just welcomely receive it. Here, we are using the word receive. It is a balanced word. We're not saying surrender to it. We're not saying accept it. Because oftentimes, surrender and acceptance has a negative connotation. When you are resigned to it, or when you accept it with negativity, what you're doing is you're planting more negative seed. Your experience is negative. Okay? Welcomely receive it. Receive it with balance. Okay? If we're resigned to it, if we surrender to it, if we're accepting it with negativity, then that is a negative experience. And when that negative experience is, you're experiencing it, you're actually acquiring and accumulating more negativity. You guess what your future is going to look like. That new seed of negativity is going to bear new fruit of negativity. And so it is important that when you experience anything in life and you don't want it to repeat, usually we're applying this to things that are negative and undesirable. We don't want it to repeat. Make sure that we just know it. Okay, I just know that's what happened, and I welcomely receive it. Welcomely receive is balanced and positively oriented. We know this is causality. This is not accepting and resignation. Just say that, okay, causality come. This is the fruit you're gonna get, and so you just get it. You just receive it. And if we say that, if I say, oh, I have to pay for this, okay, if you feel like this is punishment, if you feel like this is punishment for what you've done wrong in the past, then that feeling that, oh, I'm being punished, that is a negative feeling. It is a negative experience of life. It is a negative seed that you are planting, and it's going to continue to bear negative fruit in the future. Okay, if you feel like you're being punished, whether you're trying to face it, okay, whether you're trying to face it head on or you're trying to avoid it, but if our inner state is resignation or accept or resignation or negatively resigned, uh, negatively accepting it, okay, or feeling punished by it, then all of those are negative seed that you are continuing to plant. You feel like it is a weight on your shoulder, then no, that's not gonna, that's not gonna stop causality. That's gonna plant new negative seed. Okay, that's important. So the first step is just know it and welcomely receive. Okay, I'm gonna add the word welcomely receive so that you get balance and positive. Welcomely, welcomely. Is there an E in welcomely? Is there an E in welcomely? Uh, Ron, is there an E in welcomely? Welcomely. Oh, okay. There's an E. Okay. Welcomely. Welcomely receive it. Okay. Welcomely receive it. To welcomely receive it is different than to be resigned or to accept it. Okay. Okay. There's a difference between our state of awareness where we just simply welcomely receive something. Okay. Different than trying to use your thinking mind to accept it. If you use your thinking mind to try to accept it, that's not as effective as just lightly, welcomely receive it. Do you see the difference? One is just kind of part of your awareness. Okay, I just receive it. That's it. The other one is thinking, oh, okay, I have to accept this. Okay. 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 All the question here is, do we really desire to overcome all problems in life? All adversities and problems that come to us as a outcome okay, an outcome of life, all experience of life that is undesirable, do we really, really want to overcome them? Okay, do we want to surpass them, overcome them? If anybody has a true ultimate desire to overcome all adversities in life, all you got to do is to know it and receive it. You can initiate the desire to want it. If you have the desire to overcome all adversity in life, then all you got to do is initiate the desire to overcome adversities in life, and then you just act on it. Don't think too much about it. We do not have enough awareness and perception to fully understand this formula. Okay, we do not have a full awareness and perception of this yet because we haven't gotten there. Okay, we haven't gotten there yet. From causality of human life experience, it is not simple for us to change, but fortunate for us, we have been given the formula and we just use the formula. Just receive the formula for now. And so the formula is as follows. When an undesirable circumstance happens to us, firstly, is that we need to know that it is causality. The outcome that we experience, desirable or undesirable outcome that we experience, it is the fruit. The fruit of undesirable outcome. That fruit came as a consequences of some seed that we have planted in the past that is now bearing fruit. If we have a concept about causal outcome, causal destiny, then we know that we have been acquiring and accumulating from countless lifetimes. By way of our mind and our emotion, it has been stored in our subconscious in the form of seed, the seed of cognition, the seed of connection, and the seed of outcome. It has been, everything has been laid out as far as the law of causality is concerned. At this moment, we just receive that fruit. We're just reaping that fruit. And we know it, and we receive it. And at the moment when we know that causality is working, and we just simply welcomely receive it, we receive it from the using the will to hear, the will to see. If we just welcomely receive it, if we welcomely receive it balanced, then the mind and the emotion has not taken hold yet. At that moment, our inner state is very balanced. In other words, we use serenity in order to welcomely receive the undesirable circumstance. And so, in essence of causality does not repeat. And so when we receive, we just know it and we receive it, then it stops causality because causality does not repeat. That's it. It's that simple. Is it that simple? Second step. Okay, the second step. In terms of causality, human being, we can have the awareness and simply receive, but when it comes to the connection with other people, okay, from in terms of our awareness of something, okay, we can simply just know it and receive it with serenity. That's us. But when it comes to connection with other people, it's oftentimes it's difficult for us to receive the connection that we have with another person. Because anybody could bring that outcome to us. But why does it have to be you? Anybody could do this terrible thing to me, but why does it have to be you? If anybody did this to me, I can accept it. But why does it have to be you who did this to me? Why does it have to be your husband? Why does it have to be your wife? Anybody could say those things to me. But if you, my son, say that, you don't have the right to say that to me. Have you noticed this phenomenon in society? There are certain things that happen to us, and we don't care if a stranger or somebody else did that to us. But if a loved one does that to us, then we refuse to accept it. When it comes to the connection with people, human being, we tend to be attached to the connection with other people. Okay? It is simply the word attachment. There is a concept, a terminology, attachment to identity. We are attached to the identity of that person. That person is the mother. That person is our spouse. When we say that person is our spouse, then our desire and imagination revolves around what the wife should do, what the husband should do. It has to be different. If it is different, then we are attached and we suffer. Right? If we call somebody a father, then we know father has to be a certain way, father has to be a certain way. But if the father behave different from that expectation, that attachment to identity, then we are stuck to it. We are stuck. It is attachment to identity. We cannot accept the connection that we have with another people. That woman or that man has brought us that outcome. Anybody could do it, but if that specific person, then we refuse to accept it because we are attached to that connection, that specific identity. Human beings in general, they can accept causality. They can accept causality, but human being is difficult to accept the connection that had brought us because of attachment to identity. Can you grasp the point that I'm trying to make? Okay. Can you affirm that? Do you notice that? Can you give me an affirmative that you grasp this idea? That we can accept causality in general, but we cannot accept causality when it comes to the connection with specific people due to our attachment to the identity of that person. We cannot accept the cause and the condition. We can accept the cause and the outcome in general for ourselves, but when that specific person, that specific identity, that specific connection that we have with them, we refuse to accept it. And so we suffer. And so, how can we cut this causality in its place? We have to have the awareness that today that we have to receive this fruit. That today we have to experience this outcome, irregardless. If this particular connection didn't bring it to us, then another connection would have brought it to us. Okay? If we have the perception that today we are receiving this fruit, undesirable as it is, it's because we have to receive this fruit at this moment at this time, irregardless of which connection brought it to us, irregardless of who brought us this undesirable experience. Because if this person didn't bring it to us, another person would have brought us the exact same experience. Because we have already planted that seed. And one day we are going to have to reap that fruit. We're going to have to reap that fruit. If this particular person didn't bring it to us, then another condition will take place. If this particular condition doesn't take place, then another particular condition will take place. Okay? In terms of, because of our interaction with people, we are only familiar with the people around us. And so it is difficult for us to imagine another person being in our circle. And so we are, from the law of causality, we understand that because of our connection to people, whatever seed that we plant, whatever connection that we have, this person had to have been the person who brought us that seed. However, at the same time, we have to understand that even if this person didn't bring it to us, we still would have experienced that. Okay? So those are the two perspectives that we need to adopt it in order to protect ourselves and mature. Do we have this awareness and perception? In terms of causality, this person has to have brought it to us because the connection or the condition is part of the law of causality. Whatever seed of connection that we have planted with this person is now bearing fruit and we're receiving it in terms of this person. However, we also have to recognize that we have to experience this fruit, whether or not this person brought it to us or anybody else. That is a paradox that is required of a person of maturity. Okay, can you grab that up to here? And so, in terms of our awareness, okay, in terms of awareness, you can help us here. If anybody can have this awareness and perception, then that means you are starting to grasp the law of cause and condition. The cause and the condition. Okay, the condition are the people, the connection. When we have a desirable fruit, it is thanks to favorable conditions. Okay, condition is the connection with people. If we have the awareness, then we are experiencing a desirable outcome or desirable fruit. It is the favorable condition that has brought it to us. Okay? brought forth. If we're experiencing desirable fruit, it is thanks to the favorable condition that have brought forth to us. Once again, condition or the connection with people. And that our achievement due to contribution from others. When we experience, when desirable fruit comes to us, then we understand that the favorable conditions have brought forth that desirable fruit. Makes sense, right? Desirable fruit, favorable condition. Desirable fruit, favorable condition. Favorable condition, desirable fruit. Right? Makes sense. Favorable condition brings forth desirable fruit. And what is the condition? Condition are the connection with other people. And because the condition are the connection with other people, then our desirable fruit, our achievements in life, are due to the contribution of other people. That's it. If we experience any desirable fruit, then we can be grateful for the favorable condition that have brought forth that desirable fruit. And what we have today, our achievement today, all comes from the contribution from others. And when you adopt this perspective, do you think that more favorable condition will come to us? If we can adopt the mentality of honoring gratitude with respect to all the desirable fruit that we experience in life, do you think that more desirable fruit will come to us? More favorable condition will take place? More positive connection with other people will be planted? Okay? Desirable fruit is thanks to the favorable condition, and our achievements are due to contribution from others. But if undesirable, okay, if undesirable fruit, we can adopt the awareness that the seed not yet good, root cause from me. When we experience an undesirable fruit, that is because the seed is not yet good. Root cause from me. This is one of the awareness and perception that we can close the door on unfavorable condition and open the door for favorable condition. In other words, we close the door on um, on planting. We stop planting bad seed of connection, and we replant new seed of favorable connection with people. If you have this awareness and perception, then we congratulate you. If you have this awareness and perception, and that means the person is one of the person who is special uh, awareness and perception about human uh, life and experience. Once again, desirable fruit is brought forth by favorable condition. Our achievements are due to contribution from others. Undesirable fruit are due to the seed being not yet good. The root cause is for me. Okay? Can we adopt this perception? If you can have this perspective, then we are ultimately grateful for you. Because at that moment, you have fully comprehend the law of cause and condition. Desirable fruit, our achievement, everything we have today, all the things that are desirable, all the good things that we have in life, it is because other people have brought it to us. And root causes for me when things are undesirable. It is because our seed is not yet good. I just need to change the seed. But if it's desirable fruit, then by state that when desirable fruit comes, that means that means the seed is already good. But we, but that good seed is not gonna bear fruit unless there is favorable condition. Let's say we have a good seed. Let's say a good mango seed. If there's no soil to plant that seed in, there's no fertile soil to plant that good mango, then how can that good seed, mango seed, if you throw it on cement, concrete, how is that going to ever grow? We have to be grateful for the environment, the favorable condition, and the condition are the people, and thanks to those people, it has bear fruit. But if undesirable fruit comes to it, then what do we do? Irregardless of what we plant, irregardless of what condition, that seed is already bad. If that seed is already bad, then how can it become a good fruit? Then the root cause is for me. Can you grasp this? Can you get this awareness? Okay? Okay, let's read this together. Desirable fruit brought forth by favorable condition. Our achievements are due to contribution from others. Undesirable fruit is because the seed is not yet good. The root cause is from me. Okay? Okay? One more time. Desirable fruit, favorable condition brought forth. Our achievement due to contribution from others. Undesirable fruit, seed not yet good. Root cause for me. Okay? And so when we understand this, what can we do? What can we do? With respect to people, when it comes to people, well, here we're talking about, um, oops, people. Then we adopt the mentality of magnanimity. Okay? For those of you who learn it from the wit teachers, tolerance. But the word tolerance is not strong and it's not big enough. magnanimity, magnanimous. Do you think that it's that at this moment we can stop causality? We can stop the fruit. We can stop the unfavorable condition by being magnanimous, being tolerant, being capacious. Trying to think if I should trying to think if I should experiment with the word capacious. Capaciousness. Capaciousness. Capacity to contain. The word tolerance is not a good word. Magnanimity or capaciousness is a better word. And so, with the third step, we will officially change the seed. Okay, we can actually change the seed through our experience of undesirable thing. With our experience of anything that is undesirable, and you can get the lesson if you can get the impression and the realization. So by experience anything that is undesirable, and you can draw the lesson, the impression, and the realization, then guess what we have just done? We have planted new good seed. We have the lesson. Then we're not going to repeat. When we know that we have the lesson, we're not going to repeat. We're not going to repeat the same mistake. When an undesirable experience, we refuse to accept it. If anybody experience, if we refuse to receive it, okay, if we refuse to receive it, if we refuse to learn, if we refuse to tolerate people, then you think causality will repeat? It'll repeat. But if we know it and we welcomely receive it with serenity, with respect to people, we are capacious. We get the lesson and impression and realization after that undesirable event. In another word, we can activate the energy of honoring, gratitude for the lesson after the undesirable experience. In other words, once we have the lesson, we honor the lesson, we are grateful for the realization, and we no longer have to experience that same hard lesson again. And furthermore, we plant new seed, new positive seed. It is going to be a lesson that we are going to be lesson, the honoring the lesson and be grateful for the realization. That means we are planting new seed for new learning in the future. So this is the formula for overcoming all problems in life. It is also the formula for managing causality in human life and experience. Okay? Is it simple to apply this formula? Okay, so in a subsequent days, when we receive the energy of serenity, we will receive the energy of magnanimity, we will receive the honoring gratitude, we will enrich our mentality in terms of the energy of wisdom, then it will be more simple to apply this formula. Okay, we can go back. can go back to the operating principle of the subconscious. Where is that? This is the operating principle of the subconscious. You can help me out by writing serenity you can write let me see. Okay, we're gonna write this down. Serenity activates cognition. Okay, serenity will activate cognition. Magnanimity activates the seed of connection. Right, that's with the people, because magnanimity deal with people. Activate connections and honoring gratitude activates the outcome of life. Serenity activates cognition. Okay, your cognition, your knowing. Magnanimity activates your connections. Honoring gratitude activates the fruit of the outcome of life. Okay, we're going to use an example with, but let's say, activating the outcome of life. The day when you learn about the energy of wisdom, you will learn in detail um, these three types of energy. Anybody who honor and are grateful to something, you will notice that it will multiply what you have. If you honor and appreciate something, grateful for it, it will multiply what you have. A student is asking, how do we know what lesson that we need to know? We don't need to know what lesson, to be exact. If you can um, initiate the energy of honoring gratitude, then all lessons will be called out to you. It'll be appropriate to that situation. We cannot know exactly what lesson do we need to know at that moment, but if we can be capacious with other people, if we're magnanimous with people, if we are at peace with that outcome, then immediately we can activate the energy of honoring gratitude, and it'll automatically uh, teach us. We'll exactly know what lesson. We don't have to go and find the lesson. We just know right away. Everything that we honor, it is simple to multiply. Okay? The meaning of honoring gratitude is to activate the outcome. It is the fruit of life. So if we are grateful for the knowledge had brought us some value, and we use it appropriately in order to spread and help other people, then do you think that do we need to honor the knowledge? Then the outcome or the fruit of knowledge, the fruit of cognition, will multiply. The outcome or the fruit of knowledge, okay, the fruit of cognition will multiply, right? The fruit of cognition will multiply. And so these things we will learn in the upcoming days. We will learn about the energy of wisdom. We will learn about the energy of wisdom. We will learn about serenity, magnanimity, and honoring gratitude. We will know how to enrich our mentality. And so at that point, we will fully understand and operate, okay, fully operate this principle of subconscious, this operating principle of the subconscious. But at least for now, what we want to interact with you. Everything, all these trees, okay, all these trees and seeds, they need to be watered and fertilized with the kind of energy, the kind of frequency that is appropriate, and then it will bear fruit. And so, if anybody, if they can, uh, if they can mass fertilize this, if they can mass fertilize this field, okay, mass fertilize this field with the energy of serenity. If we just mass fertilize this tree with an airplane and just fertilize this this whole field with serenity, magnanimity, and honor and gratitude all day long, then what we do is we will wholesale activate the positive and balanced outcome. Instead of worrying about each little individual tree, just spray serenity, magnanimity, and honoring gratitude over this entire garden, and we will wholesale activate desirable outcome. If you honor your health, you spray serenity, magnanimity, and honoring gratitude over your health, then you will at some point achieve a state of full awareness and perception about your health. When we think about family or marriage life, and you just spray serenity, magnanimity, and honoring gratitude over the concept of family and marriage life, human interaction. When we think about finance, we talk about investment, we talk about businesses. When we talk about our inner being, all aspects of life, whenever we think about it, and we are going to have the awareness, and we're going to have the fullness of awareness, meaning we're going to have the reality of all aspects of human life and experience. And so when we can activate the energy of serenity, magnanimity, and honoring gratitude, and rotate among these three energy, okay, throughout the day, then in general we're going to be able to activate the fruit of cognition, the fruit of connection, and the fruit of the outcome of life. We will activate the cognition. It will activate the seed of cognition. It will activate the seed of connection. It will activate the seed of the outcome of life, giving us a fruit that is desirable. Okay, it will also stimulate the condition of cognition, the condition of connection, the condition of the outcome, and all the trees that are of desirable fruit. When all the trees of desirable outcome appears, okay, when all the trees of desirable um, cognition, connection, outcome appears, that means we are vibrating at a matching frequency. Then any undesirable trees which belong in a different vibrational frequency will begin to fade away because we are not a vibrational match for those undesirable and negativity. Get it? We fertilize, we water with serenity, magnanimity, honoring gratitude. Those are high and ultra high vibrational energy. We will become more compatible and a vibrational match for serenity, magnanimity, and honoring gratitude. Then the stuff that is of a different frequency, they're not going to be a part of our life anymore. Okay, do you get it up to here? And so, when we say that wit is a living entity, the lifeblood of wit is the transformation of a human being, and the ultimate transformation, ultimate maturity of a person. And the food that wit consumes is the energy of serenity, magnanimity, and honoring gratitude in order to survive. This environment, if you can maintain the energy of serenity, magnanimity, and honoring gratitude, then guess what? Then each day, day by day, the knowledge will be activated. More and more knowledge will be activated. Knowledge about humanity. And the outcome in human life will become more and more desirable. That is one of the uh, knowledge that the wise have given us, and we have the chance to interact with you. That is the operating principle of the subconscious. And so the key point, what is a key point of this operating principle? If we can maintain the inner state, that is balanced and positively oriented, then we will wholesale prioritize what? What will our total causality prioritize when we can maintain the inner state of balance and positive oriented? Our total causality will prioritize the activation of the fruit of cognition, the fruit of connection, and the fruit of the outcome in a direction that is desirable. Okay? And so if you can do this completely, we are going to need some more knowledge. We're gonna need good merit and balanced merit. Balance and good merit. Balance and positive merit. Balance and good merit. If you can accumulate balance and positive merit, okay, accumulate is an ultimately important task that we need to do in this human experience and life. With good and balanced merit, then it will be simple for us to activate these good seeds. And with balance and good merit, then our inner state, with the good and balanced merit, then the state of acquiring and accumulating, it will be different. It will be balanced and positive, meaning we will plant more balanced and positive seed. Because our inner state with positive and balanced merit, our inner state will be positive and balanced. the seed will be positive and balanced, and that will decide the outcome that we have not yet experienced. With positive and balanced merit, it will prioritize the trees that are desirable. And then over time, the undesirable trees will fade away because we are not a vibrational match for those undesirable trees. And so, according to this perspective, the operating principle of subconscious, the operating principle of the conscious, okay, we understand the human energetic structure, then the root cause of life originate from the root cause of life begin with what? According to the root to the energy structure, then the root cause of life originate from the good and balanced merit. Okay, we're talking about in a positive direction. We accumulate good and positive balance, merit, and so there are two ways of thinking that you want to be flexible in thinking. Use the concept of balance, merit, and good merit, balance and good merit. I'm going to put that together instead of saying the word merit twice. I'm going to use that one conjunction. Okay, I'm going to say balance, good merit. Okay, and you associate that with our state of being. Okay, our state of being or our inner state. You associate the balance, good merit with our state of being. It's not really different. Okay, it's pretty much the same. From causality, we understand as follows. When we think about anything, when we mention anything, then our inner state can maintain balance and positive, then immediately can you predict the outcome? Can you predict the causal outcome? How can you predict? That the outcome is going to be desirable if it's balanced and good. Okay? And so we can say that we are fortunate when we experience life that is desirable, that we can say that we are fortunate, we are blessed, that we have accumulated merit. Accumulated balance, merit, and good merit from countless lifetime regarding that topic that we have just mentioned. Can you accept this awareness and perception? Can you accept this perception? Okay? Okay? You can agree to that. For example, if anybody, when thinking about their health, when thinking about their health, and immediately the inner state, the state of they can maintain balance and positively oriented, then we can understand immediately. Okay, if the state of being, the inner state is positive, that means that person has accumulated good and balanced merit about health, they have acquired and accumulated positive merit, and so now they have a desirable experience of health. You can say that we are fortunate. Okay, that's what I mean to be fortunate. To be fortunate meaning that we have earned positive merit. Why do we need that awareness? In order to protect that same fortune, good fortune. In order to protect our good fortune. Okay? If anybody in the present, they're working and doing some business and they think about money, and immediately their inner state is balanced and positive with respect to money, or if anybody making some investment, their inner state is balanced and positive, then immediately you can have the awareness that we are fortunate. We are fortunate. We have good fortune. We have good merit in this field. Nobody is nobody is more talented than anybody else. There's no talent. Even if we have talent, and it is still because we have good fortune. We have good merit with respect to that talent. Can you get it? Yeah. If anybody have better talent, that is because they have more good fortune with respect to that. Would mean that they have good merit. For example, if I have the experience, the opportunity to stay here and share about human experience, okay, helping you understanding our inner being so that you can create a life of peace and joy, then everything that we've been saying, then what do we say? Is it not the case that I am fortunate to have this opportunity, or that I have been accumulated enough good merit with respect to this field? I am fortunate, and I talk and you can listen, and in that good fortune, and if you can, it is because if you can listen to me, if you can understand what I'm saying, that means I have accumulated enough good merit and help many people. In a Zoom, there could be a lot of people. Our master can have 2 or 3 thousand people, 4,000 people. Then we can rationalize it. Can we say that, oh, we're really talented? No, we're not that talented. It's not talent. It is only thanks to the total causal connection in the past. There is a process of accumulating and acquiring in such a way with a certain inner state that now we are experiencing the fruit, that we have that good fortune, that we get to interact here in this life, that we can interact with each other in a desirable way. In order for me to share all this wonderful knowledge to you, that is because I am fortunate. I have earned a lot of good merit, okay, to be able to do that. It is not talent. Do you get that? And so that concept gives us an awareness and perception. All the achievement that we have today, we have it is because we are fortunate, and it's because we have good merit. And so, if we want to, do we want to keep it? Do we want to keep our inner state, a state of being always balanced and good? If we want to keep our achievement that we have, then it's simple. Make sure that you can affirm that the good merit and balanced merit that we can accumulate each day. And we use this language when we talk to people in the community, and we only survive each day. And we only survive each day, we find food for ourselves. We just need to find food for ourselves to survive each day. How do we do that? That is because you honor me and I get to eat multiple times. I get love from people. People respect me. People love me. That I understand that I have what? I have enjoyed that good merit. And so day by day, I can imagine, not just imagine, but I have the awareness that I need to accumulate more good merit because I'm spending good merit. Okay? Each day that go by, we start again over. When we open our eyes, we have to go to work on accumulating good merit. Day by day, month by month, every day, we have the awareness that we have to accumulate and acquire good and balanced merit. Because all the good things that we enjoy, that is us spending those merit. And so what we're doing each day is we're just surviving on good merit. So we need to find food for ourselves, spiritual food for ourselves. To find the spiritual food is to create and to acquire balance and good merit each day. And that keep us alive day by day. Just worry about living by day. If we can survive that day on good merit, who knows if we can survive it for the next day? Then people say, "Oh, do we not have future?" The future, well, I don't know. We'll worry about that later. We have plans and projection and goals, but we cannot think that we will have any future. You can plan, you can set goals through your imagination, and we believe in your imagination, then we call that planning ahead. We can project the future, but do not have the awareness that you have a future. It's okay to have goals, it's okay to have plans, but don't have the perception that you have a future. Okay? Can you get that? Because who knows what's going to happen in the future. But I get to set goals and project ahead. I have the perspective that I can plan for the future and I can believe in it, but I uh, cannot ultimately say that I have that future. It's okay to plan. It's okay to believe in it, but at the same time adopt the perspective that I have no future. I only have today. I need to survive today. Okay. So according to this religious and spiritual perspective, the language of the folk language is that we're gonna say the word. We're gonna say fortunate. Okay. To be fortunate. It is through good fortune that we have the life that we have today. This is a this is the common language. Okay. According to the common language that we say that we have the good life that we have it because we are fortunate or unfortunate, okay, lucky or unlucky. We have this great life that we have, it is because we're lucky or fortunate. Okay. From the language of the religion, then the root cause of life is because of the good merit, the bad merit, and the balanced merit that has activated. It decides our vibrational energy frequency. It activates our total causal outcome that we have this life today. If you can maintain that balance and good merit, then life will be desirable. If we use the language of science, that is, whenever we think about it, what is our inner state? Is our inner state balanced or positive? Then we will have the life that is desirable. That is causality. Okay, can you get that? And so when we quickly answer somebody, when they ask why life in our experience, why we have desirable circumstances in the future, then we can say quickly, simply say quickly, we're fortunate. We're fortunate. We're lucky. We are blessed. That's how we can protect ourselves. We're just fortunate. We have good fortune. But the religious perspective, we say that it's because I have been accumulating enough good and balanced merit. Therefore, my life has changed. Or the language of science, then we say that, well, it is because every time I think about something, I always have a inner state or state of being that is balanced and positive. That's why I have the vibrational energy that is desirable. Okay? Okay. And so in summary, according once again, in order to in the religious perspective, our desirable life is because it's thanks to balance and good merit. But in the language of the common language, we can either say that we're fortunate or because of our um, positive and balanced inner state. That's how we can simplify it. Okay. So those are the different languages that we use. One relate to the merit, another one related to our inner state or state of being, and or the fortunate. And so if we have a state of fullness of perception about all aspects of life, then we can simply experience life that is good. There's nothing more key, more focal or central than to accumulate good and balanced merit through making gift, giving gift, making offering. The seven offerings, seven gift. Okay, lucky, fortunate. You can use a word like lucky. Okay, but fortunate, there's a connotation of good fortune. Okay, we can say fortunate. Lucky sounds too random. Okay, to say I'm lucky, it is by chance. That's all random. But here we understand that causality has a formula to it. It's all played out by the law of causality. There's no random chance. So there's no such thing as lucky. We can be fortunate. We can be blessed with good merit, but there's no such thing as lucky. Okay, luck is all random. There's no formula for that. And we cannot control luck, but we can control our good fortune. Okay. Okay. I think that's the end of the lecture, the sharing that our master has done. Would anybody care to unmute and interact? Did you pick up any value from today's discussion? Any lesson, impression, or realization? I'm gonna pick on Ron. Okay, because a lot of people in here are masters and postmasters and grandmasters, so they know this material very thoroughly in Vietnamese already. I know there are very few chances for me to have share this material in detail. This being the most detailed I've ever been able to share because I translate directly line by line from a master. So Ron, did you get any gem or diamond from today's sharing? Anything new to you? Any impression?
Um, Actually, I was quite a bit on the phone dealing
Okay.
with work and other things too. So, but when you were talking about cognition and positive and negative seeds that we plant, it's like a tree that's in the forest. When it's windy, they blow over, so their roots are weak, and that's caused from negative, like winds and weak roots because of constant storms. And when the tree falls over, you've got it's kind of I'm kind of relating it to human beings. Like if you plant a negative seed, that's what's going to happen. You'll fall over. So keep planting positive seeds,
Okay.
and you will grow.
Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I'm grateful for all of your participation. Okay, I'm honored to have been able to share the material today. I'm honored by having 7 people. Okay, most of you know this material more than me, and I appreciate your presence. And I will see you next week. Okay, take care.
Thank you so much, Ty Frank.
Have a good night.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Bye
night.
bye.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you.